Hi everybody, this is Chipper Dave, and today we're brewing a robust porter. I've just put in 6 gallons of water into the kettle to boil, and once it gets up to steeping temperature, we're going to put in our steeping grains and let that go for about 20 minutes. So while we wait for the hot water to get ready, have a home brew. Okay, we're at the point now where we're steeping our dark grains. So let me show you what that's doing here. We got a little tea bag here full of our dark grains, and the water's about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to let that go for a little while, and we're supposed to steep it for about 20 minutes. And once that's done, then we're going to put in the light malt extract and start a full boil. I've got the burner off right now because it was just going a little too hot, and so I didn't want to get it too hot for the grains to steep, so I'm backing it off just a little bit. I wanted to give you a little idea of what we're working with here today. So we've got a 15-gallon Blickman Boilermaker, but we only are doing a 6-gallon batch here today. So 6 gallons of water will almost get a gallon boiled off here, and with a little extra of the trube and stuff at the bottom, we'll make 5 gallons easy. We're waiting for the grains to steep, so we've got about 7.1 pounds of dried malt extract here, and this is the light kind. And over here I've got another table. I've got all my equipment here. I've got some hand sanitizer. I've got some Irish moss here. I've got my hops here ready to go. I've got them labeled and exactly what times I want to put them in. I got a stir spoon that's been sanitized and ready to go. And yeah, we're just waiting here about another couple minutes and the grains will be done steeping. Let's see how it looks so far. Ooh, it's looking dark. Just what a porter should be. So it's steeping in here about 160 degrees. A couple more minutes, should be ready. Now we want to get this up to a full boil. Here's what's left of the grains. We're going to let that drain. Make sure you don't squeeze this, because if you do, you might get some of the tannins in there, and that'll give you some off flavor, so you don't want that. Okay, we're just about to the boil right now, and so what I'm going to do is turn down the burner, and I'm going to add the light malt extract and also some of the hops. I have 1.25 ounces of Golding hops that I'm going to put in and let it boil for a whole 60 minutes. And I've got 7.1 pounds of the dried malt extract, which is the Pilsen Light variety. So we'll see how that goes, and here we go. Boy, that smells good already. Okay, I'm turning off the flame. It's at a boil, so I want to kind of reduce the chance that this is just going to have boil-over problems. But with a 15-gallon bucket and 6 gallons of water, I don't think we're going to have a boil-over here. But you never know. It'll help keep us from scalding the extract also if we turn off the burner. All right, so I'm going to put in the first 3 pounds. We'll stir this in while we pour it in. This stuff has a tendency to clump up a bit, so you have to pour it and stir it in pretty good. Mix that all in. We got a bunch of clumps in here, so we want to make sure we get the clumps out of there. It does have a tendency to clump up if you pour it in a little bit too fast. And I think we did a little bit here, so we want to kind of stir it up. Right now it just looks like a bunch of froth. It's a kind of a pale froth. Okay, I think I'm going to get the burner going here, and we'll start boiling this baby. We're also going to put in 1.25 ounces of Golding hops. These are pelletized hops. Love that smell. soon. It's going to start bubbling up quite a bit and get close to the hot break, within a short period of time. You can tell when the hot break is coming because it will really foam up really quickly and then it'll kind of start settling down. Ooh, that smells so good. It's a perfect day here today. I'm glad I picked today to wait to homebrew. There's virtually no wind out here. It's bright and sunny. It's warmed up into the 40s, and here it is, the early part of January. Who'd have thunk it? All the snow is gone in the yard. So we've been boiling for about a half hour now. In about another 15 minutes, we're going to add some Irish moss to help it clear later on. And then about 5 minutes left in the boil, we're going to add the aroma hops. Well, our homebrew has been brewing for about 45 minutes now, and so now it's time to add the Irish moss. And the Irish moss will help clarify the beer as everything settles out and cools. So I've got a little bottle of Irish moss here, and all you need is 1 teaspoon full, and that's good for a 5-gallon batch, and you use it at the last 15 minutes of the boil. While we're waiting for the last of the boil to happen, we're getting ready the wort chiller. Now this wort chiller is hooked up to my garden hose, and that's going to be inserted into the hot wort. And we're going to get cold, ice cold water going through that chiller, and so it should be able to chill down that temperature of the beer pretty quickly. So, okay, now it's time to add the final aroma hops. We've got a ½ ounce of the Goldings hops again, so we're going to add this to the boil. We are just about done here. At this point we're getting ready now. We're in the last 5 minutes, probably 4 minutes left, and we're going to add the plate chiller. Not the plate chiller, but the wort chiller to this beer. And I got to cool it down rapidly. And so I've already sanitized it and washed it really good. And so now I'm going to put it in with the last couple minutes of boil. So it'll make sure that it definitely stays clean. So here's the setup. Put this in now. And in another few minutes, we're going to start chilling it down. Okay, the wort's chilled off to about 72 degrees, so I think it's about time to put it in the fermenter. We are ready. Job is done. So now I have my cleaned and sanitized fermentation bucket here, and I'm going to put it underneath here. What I also have is an extra sanitized little strainer, just to catch any extra stuff that we may happen to have come out of the bucket here. So I'm going to put this underneath, just like this. And I'm going to open this up and catch the wort coming out. Should be able to cool it off just a little bit more as it comes out too.